Dear students, today I am going to discuss the poem My Last Duchess, written by Robert Browning, who was an English poet noted for his mastery of dramatic monologue. A dramatic monologue is a type of poetry in the form of speech or narrative. In a dramatic monologue, the speaker, other than the poet, speaks at a critical moment in his life. The speaker has a listener within the poem. He describes a particular situation or series of events. In fact, the speaker unintentionally reveals his character while describing a particular situation or series of events. My Last Duchess is a dramatic monologue by Robert Browning. The original title of the poem was Italy, and it was published in the year 1842. The present title, My Last Duchess, was given in the year 1849. Alfonso II, the Duke of Ferrara, is the speaker. The poem is based on incidents from his life. Ferrara is a town in northern Italy where there was a famous school of painting in the 15th and 16th centuries, the period to which the story of the poem belongs. Lucrezia was the young wife of the Duke of Ferrara. She died in 1561. After her death, the Duke negotiated through an agent to marry a niece of the Count of Tyrol. Browning presents the Duke as addressing the emissary from the Count of Tyrol. Look at the title of the poem, My Last Duchess. The Duke refers to his last Duchess, that is his previous Duchess, whom he has murdered. He narrates the reason for murdering her in the following lines of the poem. The Duke of Ferrara is formally visited at his palace by the emissary from the Count of Tyrol to discuss a prospective marriage alliance with the niece of the Count. The emissary meets the Duke in his private chamber room in the upper house. The Duke purposely draws up the curtain that reveals the painting of a beautiful lady and asks the emissary to sit patiently and look at the painting. The Duke now gives a very long detail on the painting. The poem begins with the line, "That's my last Duchess painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive." The painting was so lovely and lively. The Duchess on the painting looks as if she were alive. The Duke gives details about the picture. The Duke calls the painting a wonder painted by a reputed painter, Fra Pandolf. It took him a day to finish the painting. The Duke wants to elaborate on the Duchess on the painting, so he requests the emissary to take a seat and look at the Duchess on the wall leisurely. He proudly tells him that no one else can draw up the curtain except for him, and he informs him that he has drawn it up for him to see. When the curtain was drawn up and the painting was revealed, the emissary instinctively turned to the Duke with a questioning look. The countenance of the Duchess was painted with a liveliness and expressiveness. Everyone who looked at it when the Duke pulled up the curtain gave a questioning look to the Duke, as if they wanted to ask him how the painter was able to capture the Duchess in all her liveliness. She was bubbling with joy and her cheeks blushed. The Duke voices his complaint. He was not happy with the glowing happiness her countenance expressed, because it was not meant only for him. This was the expression she had for everyone she met. She did not have anything special for him. This particular expression of joy on the Duchess's face on the painting may be provoked when Fra Pandolf simply said that her cloak covers her wrist too much, or he might have commented that paint cannot reproduce the mild brightness that ends along her throat. Such simple comments too can blush her and produce so much joy. She lacked the dignity and the solemnness due to a Duchess. She thought that such simple comments are reasons enough to bring forth her joy. The Duke now puts forth his complaints one by one. His charges are quite flimsy and made out of jealousy. His primary complaint is that she did not have anything special for him. Whatever he received is the same as everyone received. Her feelings and tastes were so silly and common, and she could be easily gladdened and impressed. She admired the beauty around her. The Duke expected his Duchess to be solely dedicated to him, but the Duchess was otherwise. So he felt his male ego hurt badly. He felt that he did not occupy any special place in the Duchess's heart. The Duchess was free and gay. She was childlike and guileless and could be pleased and impressed by common things. The costly gift presented by the Duke, which she held close to her breast, gave the same joy when she beheld the sunset, or when she was presented a bunch of cherries by his servant, or the white horse she rode. All got the same kind of reaction from her. She appreciated them, or sometimes expressed her happiness with a blush. The Duke also suspects the character of the Duchess when he says that she thanked men good, but thanked somehow, I know not how. The Duke cannot bear when he, who has a 900 years old royal ancestry, treated with any commoner. The Duke wanted to express his expectation and complaints to the Duchess, but he was so proud to do that. He did not possess the skill to lecture her the way she disgusts him or cross her limits. He admits that even though he has possessed the skill, he would not stoop to such a level to instruct her in such a way. He chose never to stoop. The Duke wants to justify himself, so he tries to build up the argument in his favor. He believes that the emissary, who is also a man, could understand the Duchess's fault and the validity of his action. He continues saying that she smiled, no doubt, when I passed her. But who passed without much the same smile? This happened daily, and one day he could not bear it. So he says, I gave commands. Then all smiles stopped together. The Duke boldly reveals that the Duchess was killed upon his orders, and now she is in the portrait as if alive. After finishing this, the Duke politely asks the emissary to rise up and move with him to the gentlemen who were waiting for them. He reminds the emissary, slyly suggesting that he expects a huge dowry. Then, to dissuade him from thinking that he has accepted the Count's niece only for wealth, he adds that she is of primary importance. As they were moving down, the Duke shows the emissary a rare bronze statue of Neptune taming a seahorse sculpted by Claus of Innsbruck, mildly suggesting that he wants to control everybody using his authority.